Hello everybody, Simulation for the Nation coming back with you with another review of all of the additions to the Farming Simulator 22 game that we are aware of as of Friday, October the 10th. So this week we're going to have a look through all the machines that have been added onto every single brand. There's some new brands that we've had in previous games that have now made their return, which is fantastic. We're going to run through all of those. We're going to check out all the new machines for the brands that we already knew about as well. And we're going to get ourselves even more excited for what's going to come up in November 22nd. Let's go! So as always, we're going to start at the very beginning, and we're starting with AB. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I'm going to roll, and this is something that'll be familiar to you if you bought the Alpine extension. It is the push behind mower there with the cutler bar on the front. They're pretty cool looking thing, actually. Really do like that quite a lot. It's something different. It's something nice to have there, and I think it'll look really good in FS22. He is hoping. Next up on that list is going to be AgriSim. Now, we've already had those in before with a couple of subsoilers here, and today is no exception. But we've got a nice different subsoiler. This is a Disco Vigna V, so a V-form subsoiler. Interested to see if this makes any different soil texture or trail following its usage across the soil and the stubble compared to the original other two. So also keep an eye out to see what that one looks like, but always nice to have something different in there. Not too big either, so some of these smaller tractors we're going to get to, it should be able to be pulled behind one of those. Amazon have been updated again, and today we're looking at the new planter, the 3-meter planter that goes on the back of the 3-point linkage there. It is the 4500 2C Super. Looks pretty cool there, I think you'll agree. That's going to be for your root crops and your maize, for example, there. But yeah, really nice addition to have on in, and I think it's really rounding out Amazon as a whole quite nicely. Still expect to maybe see a sprayer in there, and I'll be intrigued to see what else, maybe even a plow, but we'll have to wait and see. And speaking of the earlier editions of the Alpine extension, they're coming back with Bachmann. Now, Bachmann were our trailers, if you do remember that. You need something to push around and to drag around that little push mower thing anyway. So this is what we're going to be using. Now, in the Alpine extension, we had this guy here, which was your low loader, which would tip up and allow you to load onto the back. But there is a new trailer. Now, this I think is going to come in line because of the productions there. This is your little tow behind trailer there, just a regular stock trailer really by the looks, or a storage trailer by the looks of things. And yet still crucially more to come as well. So really curious to see what that might look like. And we'll have to wait and see to find out, I guess. But it's all looking good so far. A nice little, almost looks a bit like a refrigerator trailer there. So really excited to see how that turns out. Breedel are back in as well with their smaller of the spreaders. Nice size though, but I think we should get plenty of work done with that. Still more to come from Breedel, so again, really don't know what that could be, but that's always pretty cool to see. I'd like to get those variations in there. Brewery as well, much the same as last time. Next up, we take a big jump through to Fenn. Now, the fact sheets told us that we were going to have the Fenn compact tractor on here, and lo and behold, there it is, a 200V Vario. It's a lovely little machine there. I really like that. I really can't wait to actually get to use that properly in FS22. I think that does look really, really good. Much the same apart from that though, but a nice lineup coming from Fenn. One of the more populated brands, I would have to say at this point. Really good to see there. Still more to come. Eager to see what that's going to look like. Also announced in some of the factories, but also in many of the different promotional videos that we've seen, is Fielmann, a German, I do believe, trailer brand. Now, some of these trailers are going to be specifically for specific fruit types. I'm sure you can use them across the board there, but it did seem to work very well with the grapes, for example. You can see there's 3 different trailers. We've got 1 double and 2 triple axle trailers. You can see we've got 1 single and 2 double axle trailers here. It is a 6,000, a 12,000, and a 14,500. I'm assuming that's relating to tons. So a lot of different size of trailers here, which is pretty neat to see. And again, looking forward to see. I don't really know much about this brand at all there, but it's nice to have them on in. As you can see that all it's given us really is the capacity, but still pretty cool nonetheless. In the fact sheets as well, we also had Hardy with the orchard sprayer there as well, the vineyard sprayer, and that makes its appearance onto the website today with the 4000 Mercury. Now, a really nice little thing. Again, nice and compact though, but has a specific job and does it very, very well. Looking forward to seeing what that's like in the store. 4-meter working with though, so you can really kind of gives you a little bit of option as to how and where you can place those vineyards when you are building your own farm up there. So pretty neat. And then another surprise, we're moving to Big Green today. It is John Deere. We saw the arrival of the ATV. The Gator is in here, as well as the Forage Harvester. So, and with the Forage Harvester comes a whole plethora of different bits of attachments to go on the front. So you got various different sizes of headers all the way from the smallest 345 up to the 390 as well there, so plenty different size output. And then you're going to put those onto the front of the 9000 series John Deere forager as well, which does look pretty neat. And you've also got the pickup header for grass as well, kind of to be expected. We saw it coming in with the camper DLC, but it's nice to have that back in now again for FS22 confirmed. It's looking good. It's gonna be a really difficult decision when we first start up to do some grass. What is it gonna be? Are you gonna use the Fenn Katana? You're gonna use the John Deere 9000? I'm sure we're gonna see some class foragers coming into the fray as well, and also the New Holland. So many decisions, I just don't know which way to go. And now we move on to the return of an old classic, really. This is the Cot, or the Garrett, as it's also known as. This is your kind of liquid haulage and storage, really, I would say, with your infield bulker stations and also your large transportation trailer as well. Pretty neat to have there. Great for slurry application and haulage and spreading. Two different sizes of the storage tanks though, which is pretty neat. I think we've always just had one in the past, so nice to see two there now. One for a bigger option if you need it. We got a 55 and a 65. I assume that is 1,000 liter capacity, or 6,500 liter capacity, I would suggest there, but nice to have it nonetheless. We also get to see an update to Cramp. Now, we knew that we had that first twin axle bulker trailer for pull behind the tractor, but now we have the larger bulker trailer, which you can go on the semi or on the dolly as well. Always nice to see that coming back in. It's great. We desperately need some good trailers. My main, I still really hope to see some more from Krone as well there, but you know, this is always a nice trailer to have in there for sure. Moving back over to another heavily populated brand. This is Kuhn. Now, there's not too much new to report here, but the arrival of the HR4040 Venta drill, combination drill no less, which does look pretty mean. And also, best of my knowledge, the Maxima 3-till is another planter here as well. So if you do really need one of those smaller planters to go behind one of your small tractors, Kuhn have got you sorted along with Amazon here. So this, again, look how many bits of equipment we have from Kuhn. Now, there's still apparently more to come as well, which is fantastic news. That's a really good representation for a brand there. That's phenomenal. And as we saw it as well, we have Landini with their compact tractor here. This is my favorite I've seen so far. The Fenn looks good. The Landini Rex 4 GT is just spot on. I really like this. I think there's some great detail in the engine bay around the bonnet. I think this looks really, really nice. And I'm looking forward to having a bit more look in detail inside the machine. But yeah, so far, very, very pleased with that little Landini. And now we move on to Giant's own brand Lizards. We've known for a while that there would be pickup trucks. We've always had pickup trucks, new and old, and they're still here again. These have had a bit of a refresh though. I really do like the 1986 version. Looks like a really old, to me, like an old Ford pickup really. I think that's right, like a cross between a Ford and a Toyota, old Toyota Hilux single cab. Really like that an awful lot. And then of course you got the more modern, the 2017, which is again nice, just regular working pickup truck there, but very nice to see they're back in the game and confirmed. We've seen them in promotional videos from time to time. Good to have them back for real though. And it's been a week for Gators. We now have Mahindra's Gator in the game as well. That was always going to come back really, I think, but it's good to have it. Interestingly, nothing else from Mahindra, but good to see the brand back in the game. Speaking of coming back into the game as well, we got the MAN truck. This is a firm favorite. We've got the two MAN trucks in here at the moment there, so a little bit of a variance from normal, but the standard single axle 18500 is back the 4x4. Always good to have it. It's a very good universal tool, really, be able to put anything behind it and know that it's going to pull it well and effectively. So it's nice to see that coming back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're in Massey Ferguson. There's more Masseys coming back in, and I couldn't be happier. Look at the smaller machines that Massey have bought. We've got the 37 and the 4700 tractor range. Now, this is probably, and I would imagine to be at the lower end of the Massey spectrum, but still, phenomenal looking tractors. I think you'll agree that they do look brilliant. Just look how small they are, but look how compact and detailed they look, even in these small thumbnails. And I think you'll agree now that that is quite a comprehensive range of Massey equipment. There's still more to come apparently, which I'm imagining it'll probably be the 8 series Massey. Well, we know the 8S is coming, and maybe something else on top. Who knows? But yeah, that is pretty darn impressive. I think you'll agree. I wonder if we get any Massey telehandlers this time around. Obviously, we had the small telehandler last time. That could be good. We do have a lot more Manitous in game. Maybe that takes place. But that's a good representation. I'm happy. If you're a fan of the Masseys in red, you're looking good. I think that is perfect. And rounding off the fact sheets there today as well, you've got New Holland with methane powered tractor, which is pretty cool. Really do like to see that one coming into game there, and it looks pretty neat as well. Elsewhere, we've just got the regular, we've got the grape harvester here now, which we knew was going to be in here thanks to the fact sheets. But yeah, nice to see a little bit more information about the Broad 9070L. Yeah, really interesting little bit of equipment. Everything else is the same again. Like I say, the FR780 is there, so really adding to the competition for foragers. I wonder if we'll see a chrome forager. Not much happening on the chrome front these days, so we'll have to wait and see. And as we've seen in some of the many different bits of promotional footage, that you do need to have a bit of equipment to run your grape vineyard. And here it is. Really, this is from Provitus, and this is the kind of the trimmer really that goes along and makes sure and just prunes all the branches off there as part of the growing stage. Nice and neat, nice and detailed. That looks like it's all controlled by your loader controls as well, so it should be pretty fun on that respect. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the words of Millennial Farmer, thunder. I went there. This is the Thunder Creek equipment vehicle. So essentially in Farm Sim is going to be your fuel bowser, which is pretty neat to have anyway. Some of these tractors and combines in particular are going to be very thirsty, so you need something to go to the field with them. But we have it in game, so that's problem solved right there. We're good to go. Nice and neat little addition. Can't wait to see it behind that new truck. Now, earlier in the week, we also saw the addition of mulching to game, and this has been amplified with the addition of TMC Cancela. Now, they last week we had some of their bits of equipment in game today, and we've been joined by one more mulcher today. It is the smallest of the fleet. It's a TPN 140, which would suggest to me that goes behind your compact tractors there, and that is going to be particularly useful going up and down between the rows on the vineyard. So that is going to be nice to see that in action there. Really like the idea of the mulchers. I particularly like the idea of a 6-meter wide mulcher, and also that aggressive looking forestry mulcher as well. All very neat little bits of equipment there, that's for sure. It adds another level to the game. I think it's a really good idea. I'm very much behind this. Now we're seeing a tractor that was originally a small bonus DLC really during Farm Sim 19. It is Valtra, and it's the G series. It's the first of the Valtra tractors coming through to Farm Sim 22. Expect to see an awful lot more there with the T and the S series probably on their way. But yeah, very, very nice indeed. Very curious to see if there's going to be a bit of a classic tractor here for Valtra. There was some photos frozen and paused during some of the various media outlets that we've seen. So there could be something. We've got to stay very closely tuned to this Valtra brand. And finally, wrapping now with Kuhn Hammer. This is the a couple of different Bowsers here when it comes to slurry spreading, really. You have got the 24 and the 18,000 liter tankers. Now, my belief is at least that these are just going to be like nurse tankers, really, that you can take to the field and load and unload spreaders with. But I guess we'll have to find out there. They do look very good. It's nice to have them in dolly format at least. That's something a little bit different, and I can't wait to see what that looks like and see if that is the case, that you have some kind of manure mod animation where you can connect them and fill and empty these tankers. We'll have to wait and see. Something that is a question that that I still have to ask is for certain how that works. We haven't really seen too much with animals. I keep talking on about this, but it's still true. We still would love to see a little bit more about that. What we did see this week, though, was a great piece on groundworks. I think that's been really, really crucial. I love the fact that you're able to really choose how you attack each field in terms of how many stones you leave and how many you remove and what that looks like, and how that decision can really impact you moving down the line with the machinery wear and maintenance costs. All very fascinating indeed. The mulching as well brings in a whole new realm to it, so you can really kind of bring in organic matter into your crop rotation and your thought about crop rotation. So there's a lot to really get excited about there. We're creeping ever closer. It's the 8th of October, which means that we are about 6 weeks away, not even until the launch of Farming Simulator 22. So each and every week, we're going to continue to look into all the brands that have been confirmed on the website for Farming Simulator 22 and exactly what that means for us, the player, and which brands we're going to have available to us and which machines that we're going to be able to put into our farms. If you want to have any questions, comments, or feedback, do leave them down below. If you like this sort of thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe to Simulation for the Nation, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!